By now, you've probably seen countless YouTube channels talking about how they're cutting back, giving up, retiring, taking a indefinite hiatus, you name it. It's everywhere. It's all over YouTube. It's impacting everybody. What's going on? We're going to talk about it. I just got my letter from YouTube this morning that said I had to make a video saying that every YouTuber was giving up on YouTube. Just kidding. They didn't actually send a letter, but apparently every content creator is peer pressured into making one of these videos. It should now be followed up, as I should be showing you a series of YouTuber profiles of people who have given up or quit. They're no longer posting or whatever. Of course, you won't recognize any of them. I have no idea who they are. Normally there's like one that I recognize, and that's kind of it. I've seen so many of these videos come up. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit because this is important. And it seems to be a trend that some combination of things, right? YouTube has gotten harder because there's more competition. It's matured as a platform, so you can't just pick up a camera and film any random talking head video and expect people to actually watch you. You got to actually edit your videos. You got to do all kinds of things that actually I'm not really doing that much. I don't follow any of those rules, so it doesn't really affect me in that way. And it seems like the post-COVID world, right? A whole bunch of people were travel vloggers, and that's kind of gone away. No one can make it as a travel vlogger today is sort of the sentiment. And boy, this camera is actually really heavy to hold really far away, I've noticed. And so many people are posting how they're giving up. And this kind of analysis that, like, you know, especially in North America, which is where most of the vloggers are based, things have gotten very difficult. People are emotionally or very, very, you know, emotionally struggling, and they have a lot of stress. And keeping up with a vlog is very hard. It's very time consuming. It's a lot of work. And this may come as a surprise to some people, but it's like a job, right? So here's my take on things, right? I've been doing either video vlogging. Oh, that's not good light. What did I just do? That's better. I've been video blogging, or I have been actually blogging for about 24 years, daily. And we haven't missed. Someone just commented yesterday that we're coming up on 4 years without missing an episode here on the show. We're not actually that good. We're coming up on 3 years, but still, we've been doing this for 4 years and had pretty good coverage during that time. But we missed some days. But now we're coming up on 3 years without missing a single day, and we average 3 to 4 episodes per day. So we're really busy here, and most of the shows that are cutting back, they do something between 2 episodes a week and 1 every 2 months. That's kind of the range of the major YouTubers, of people who are very busy. So I have a few things. Like, one, I have absolutely no pity. Like, I'm sorry, but one, it's a job, and like the best, easiest, coolest, most fun job ever. Like, it's so flexible. I don't really answer to anybody. I have this really cool audience who really engages on the content. I enjoy making it. I enjoy what we talk about. Like, I enjoy like the whole like process, but I also enjoy the cameras, and I enjoy getting outside and walking around, and I enjoy getting to know you guys. Some of you come and visit me in person. A lot of you I know online. Like, there's so many aspects to doing this, and they're pretty much all fantastic. I even like editing the videos. And most of the people who are too burned out, they hire an editor. So they've got someone doing this, you know, like a couple hours a week, and they just send it off. It's real cheap to have that done, and I could easily have that done, right? But I like doing it. So I'm doing the editing. I write the show. There's no one doing anything. The only person who's helping me on a regular basis, once in a while, if I'm really busy, my daughter will step in with some editing, but it's like every few months she does 2 episodes. But Valentina does the thumbnails most days, but when she's out, I do the thumbnails too. She does 95% of them. And that's really it. I'm doing everything from, I'm holding the camera, I'm editing the video, I'm coming up with the content, I'm the one on the show. And it's not just this show, right? I produce like 12 shows. This is definitely the busy one. And this one posts every day, multiple times a day. Most of them are much less frequent, but, you know, once a week, once a month, whatever. And there's some that are much less. But we're doing this all the time. And so for me, the amount that we're doing this show, the amount that we're making this happen, to be like, oh, it's so hard to put out, you know, a show every 2 weeks with a team of 4 people, and like, holy cow, do you have any idea how easy that would be? Like, that's crazy. That's not like a full-time job or anything. That's like this isn't my full-time job. I work my regular job is so busy that people say, how do you do that job not knowing I have a YouTube channel? And then when people see the YouTube channel, they go, how do you do anything else but this YouTube channel? And then no one knows about my work and my YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel. Like, So my level of pity for people who are burning out doing one of the most fun, easiest, least demanding jobs you could possibly imagine, very low. So am I giving up on YouTube? Is it so hard? Am I burning out? Am I get no? Like, come on. This is fun. I really enjoy this. If anything, I'm ramping up, not down. We're just getting started. We're experimenting with what works. We're learning formats. We're getting to know the audience. We're growing like crazy. Like, this is fantastic. And it doesn't make lots of money. No, it doesn't. It's not like that. But this is fun, and it's meaningful, and it's cool. And it gives me great excuses to get fun cameras like this new Sony that I'm talking on. And I'm really enjoying this. And I think you guys are enjoying this. And the growth and the conversations and the interaction, it's all so good. Honestly, I have no idea why there's a trend of people saying that people are leaving YouTube. Obviously, some people always leave every job, right? I don't know if people are just en masse getting disenchanted. I don't know if someone started a snowball of like one person gave up and then someone else is like, well, you know what, I could give up too. Like suddenly realizing you can give up. I don't know. But there is a number of people I know to some degree who've all posted, or I've noticed that some people have pulled back. I have no idea why. I really don't. I understand the burnout thing, that people do this thinking it's going to be absolutely just a game, and then they realize that if they actually want to live off of this, it's a job like anything else, and it's super competitive because obviously everyone thought the same thing, and they're all like, ooh, I can just make videos and that's a job. No, that's less than 0.001% can possibly consider living off of their YouTube channel, and those generally don't want to, right? If you're good enough to be able to live off of YouTube, normally you're going to want to make more money some other way, and it's just not going to be enough money to make you happy. The number of people who make really big money off of YouTube, absolutely the exception, right? Mr. Beast is not the norm, right? He's so far and away different than everyone else. It is not the world, I think, that people think they're signing up for. I can only imagine that a lot of people get into YouTubing either just by accident, like they're just making some videos and then something gets, viral, some people like it, and then there's no intent behind it, or they get in thinking it's just going to be easy money, that it looks so much fun. And of course, it is so much fun, but you're only seeing the part where I'm talking to the camera. So in everyone's videos, like you watch a video gamer, right, you're only seeing them playing a video game. You don't see that this is their day and they had to schedule things around it, and they had to block off time, and they had to set up all this equipment, and they have to edit that video, and they have to answer people. There's a lot that goes along with doing the videos if you want to have any level of success, right, whether that's monetary or just a lot of views, whatever it is you're looking for. You realize that, you have to keep a schedule, you have to make content of a certain quality, you have to make things that people want to see. And if you just want to make videos and like you don't care how many people watch it, like that's great, but there aren't very many people that are happy doing that. The majority are like, well, I want to make money. That's the majority. Or there's a lot of like, well, I just want to really have a lot of viewers, like I don't care if I make money, like that's okay, but I want to be famous or whatever. And then realizing that those things don't come easy under normal circumstances. Those are very, very hard. And you look at someone like Mr. Beast, he's a crazy example, right? Because he's the most successful ever. But he started when he was 13. He put in, I don't know, a decade of like researching exactly how to be good on YouTube. He put in more research than anyone. He didn't get lucky, right? I mean, to some degree he did, but he put in more work than any YouTuber ever put in. Like he treated it as a business in a very, very serious way from a very young age, put in an immense amount of time, went way past the 10,000 hour expert mark. For those not familiar, look that up. And is far and away the most knowledgeable person about making YouTube shows than anyone ever, right? Like absolutely crazy. And then, he does a good job on the camera or whatever. Like I don't really watch his show, it's not my style. But he's really interesting and inspirational. But the amount of work that he did, most people can't recreate that. And so when that's who you're up against. You're up against people who are doing research, people who are putting in a lot of effort, who are getting lucky in some cases. But it's not a thing where you can just be like, I'm going to make some videos, it'll be cool, and it'll take off. Almost certainly not going to happen. It is a much more complicated thing than that. It's much harder than that. And I think when people get in and they do it for a couple of years, and they get kind of famous, and then they're like, oh, this is what fame looks like. This is what the profits from doing this looks like. Oh, this isn't what I was hoping for. Right, I think they get very disenchanted quite quickly, and you see people from 5 years ago when things were easier, and you're like, it looks like they're having so much fun. It was so easy for them. Well, yeah, they got in earlier, and they're still pretending quite a bit. It's not as easy as they make it look, and you know, you're only seeing the happy bits, you're only seeing the successful bits. That's partially what makes them kind of successful. So they only show the good bits, right? They only show when they're happy on camera. They're not showing how much work they're putting in to edit it, or how much they're struggling to pay their bills, or whatever, right? All that stuff isn't interesting, and it's not necessarily something to expose on a show, right? Like, oh, I make video game videos for a living. Here's my budget for video games. Hey, you could do that, but that's not what the show's about, right? Now you're talking about show making instead of the content that you're actually there to make. So, you know, it's I think a lot of people are that, but there's this weird trend of so many people giving up on YouTube or claiming they're giving up on YouTube. I feel required to make a video about it, to address any of this. Like, is Scott getting burned out? Is this all too much? Is there something going on? Is it? No. Like, that's just silly. Like, come on. No, the show's doing great. I love making this. You guys are awesome. We're going to make more footage here, other places. We're going to travel more. We're ramping up. We got more cameras. We're not pulling back. That's not happening. I'm not burning out. Like, come on. Let's do this.